all my mind was that I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. That's all I was thinking about. I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. I didn't know what the record was gonna be, but I'm like, I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. And long story short, he came to Atlanta, and I went to pick him up. And when I'm driving to the airport to pick him up, I'm listening to Can't Knock the Hustle. And when he say Deep in the South, kicking up top game, I'm like, he's talking about me. Who is he talking about? I'm riding, I'm thinking he talking about me. He say switching 4 lanes, I'm switching. I'm by the way, I'm in a Bentley. So as soon as he come out the airport, I say, yo, I'm gonna sample this part. This gonna be our song. And he was like, all right.
Joe Crack, the motherfucking Dawn.
It's your boy Kiss. You know what it is, the Joe and Jada show. This is a special edition right here. We got an historic, legendary hip-hop pillar in the building. With no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my brother Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
Hold up. Because this ain't a regular show, guys. This is royalty. This is not even, this is a fucking pyramid. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole pyramid of Egypt sitting on. I'm telling you the truth.
I didn't say one
like, I couldn't sleep last night. You know what I'm saying? Because I was so excited. I mean, we love all our guests, but this is a different, he's got the blue Leroy glow.
This is royalty right
This
here.
is royalty right here. So, you know, JD, it's an honor to have you on the Joe and Jada show. Taking the chance with our little podcast. You know, we the rookies of the year, most likely to succeed. But thank you for coming up. Shit.
My brother, you already know how we go. We gonna give a little, we gonna go on a little time capsule for the people that might not know. Because, you know, we living in a time where you have knowledge right in your hand, but some people prefer to look up shoes and look up some bullshit instead of getting some knowledge sometimes. Now, you stopped attending school in middle school to go on tour. Just talk a little bit about what that experience was like for some people that might not know what going on tour is, and for just a young-ass kid stopping middle school to go on tour. What was that even like?
I mean, I ain't actually know that's what was happening. You know what I mean? It just was going like, I was dancing. So, you know, the Fresh Fest was the first time they ever had a Fresh Fest anywhere. It was in Atlanta. They had Run DMC and all of them. This is the first shows in Atlanta. Shout out to Ricky Walker. He's the person who actually created the Fresh Fest.
Fresh Fest is Run DMC, obviously. Run DMC, Houdini.
Fat Boys, Houdini, Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash. This was the first rap tour, period.
This is the golden.
It's incredible.
There's never been an era better than this, according to me. But I mean, just my opinion, I always feel like, you know, when people start these debates, I'll be like, yo, that is it. Those are the pioneers. But go ahead. You was a dancer and you made it on tour.
Yeah, so they also had the Dynamic Breakers, the New York City Breakers. Mm-hmm. They had all these breaking crews on there as well. So it was like dancing and rapping. But they needed an opener. This was at a time when you know, they need an opener. You don't get no money. You just go out there and waste time. Burn the time off, right?
It was still like that in 93. Go ahead. That shit ain't
so
changed.
I'm like, cool, I ain't tripping. I'm 12 years old, so I don't care. I'm going on stage. This is the first time I ever seen this many people in the arena. They gave me an opportunity to go out there and do like, probably had like 3 minutes, just me dancing. That's a long time, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Dancing. You ain't got no routine. You just like,
I can't believe they had cameras back there. Like, they got you dancing to some of them shits, like on camera. You know how vital that shit is right now?
VCR tape. What is it?
I seen you dancing. I seen you personally, but hip-hop. How would you get hip-hop in Atlanta? Because here in New York,
it was only Pirate Radio,
not even. It was Red Alert once a week and Mr. Magic. And then Awesome 2 overnight. How do you get the new shit? How do you get the new music, the new hip hop that was coming down? How did it get to the ATL?
Well, it wasn't there when I started.
Was it there?
This was pre all that. You know what I mean?
So how you dancing? Like, how you know?
I mean,
breaking was everywhere.
Yeah, breaking was everywhere. You watching breaking, you watching,
Beat Street
in these movies. But I was doing talent shows. You know what I mean? So I started doing talent shows. I was doing Michael Jackson in talent shows. So Michael Jackson routine be like 2 minutes. You could do a 2-minute Michael Jackson routine. I started doing Michael Jackson, and then I started paying attention to hip hop, and I seen like, oh, I could add this, and I could add this. I just started learning things, but I still wasn't like great. I just was good because I was 12, right? You know, little kids, they get away with.
Yeah, you get a little more of a pass.
Yeah, you get a little pass, right? They, go ahead, you like a clown at the circus. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead, do what you gotta do. So, I was winning talent shows, and that's what happened. So I started winning all these little talent shows around around Atlanta, or I come in second place or whatever it is, and so they was like, yo, let him go out there and do what he got to do. So I went up on the stage, and I did my perfect little time. I got off. I wasn't tripping. You know what I mean? Made them hit their time, and they was like, you know what? We need to keep somebody to do this. And I'm like, you know what I mean? And I wasn't even paying attention to everything that came with it because I didn't know nothing about me getting out of school and all this. I tried to do the right way, but this was so early in like life. Atlanta had never had an artist that would go on tour at 12 years old. So we didn't even have a school system thing that was set up where they could take my grades and while I was on the road and count them as credits. I mean, I did all the work. And I had a tutor, and we tried to do it. But when I came back, they was like, we can't accept this. You got to do it. You got to do that grade again. I'm like, oh, nah, no.
Oh, great.
And after that, I had already been to 50 cities at 12. So I was like, oh, no, I'm done. I got to figure this out. I got to figure it out. So then the second year, I was on the Fresh Fest for 3 years, 84, 85, and 86. And in 86 is when I started rapping. I added the rapping to it. And by then, it was a guy in Atlanta named Shadi, who was actually from the Bronx, he came to Atlanta. He started bringing...
He get mad every time they mention the Bronx on this show. He might be a slight.
Oh, yeah,
you might be a slight hater.
Nah, it's just everything's from the Bronx.
What the fuck you want me to do?
Martha Stewart's from the Bronx, if you ask it.
What you want me to do? Gad, Shadi was from the Bronx.
Yes, yeah. So he, so Shadi came. He started, he introduced me to what the Zulu Nation was. All of this, hip hop, right? Hip-hop shit. But I couldn't rap. I still couldn't do. But he taught me how to like write my rap. So he wrote my first rap when I was on the Fresh Fest, and I started doing the rap and performing the rap. And then that's when the rest of the guys, Houdini and all of them, they start seeing that I was more into that than dancing. So then Jam Master Jay taught me how to DJ, like really hands-on.
You heard that?
Yeah. And then Grandmaster D started showing me tricks. And I just started learning from the best. Like,
Jam Master Jay, man, he taught me a lot, and when I was coming up, man, I had a little flojo. I ain't never want to leave the Bronx. And he kept talking to me. Yo, you ever been to Detroit? You ever been to Chicago? You ever been? Like, he was trying to tell you need to get out there, Joe, so you only want to be in the Bronx. And so rest in peace, Jam Master Jay.
Yeah.
So I want to get back to this one thing. When hip hop came to Atlanta, how did it get to Atlanta?
Greyhound.
The migration of a lot
Primo's from Texas, and Primo said his cousins used to drive over there with tapes of Mr. Magic and Red Alert.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to establish.
Basically it was like the migration of a lot of New Yorkers start coming to Atlanta. Like I said, Shadi is from New York. So it seemed like more and more New Yorkers start coming to Atlanta. And then you start seeing like little parties and these pop up that was like, oh, this is hip hop. But then it was also like the artist was coming. Right, the artists were coming. More and more artists was coming to Atlanta. Then they had a dance show in Atlanta that was only our local dance show. Right, and it just, how it was coming in and out. We still only had a radio station, which was V103. They only played rap.
Jack the Rap. That's the first time I ever been in any shit like that.
That's
was
Jack
Atlanta.
Yeah. So we have, the station, they only play hip hop on Friday night for an hour.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So on that Friday night and that hour, I was right there like
kids don't understand. They got the shit on their phone like water.
You used to have to stay up. You used to have to be on point to catch rap.
I never forget. Khaled dropped Wow 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 on a Thursday. Friday, I was like in Paris somewhere at a show, and they threw that shit on, and the whole crowd was like, wow, wow, wow. I was like, it makes you think about when you only heard hip hop on Friday and Saturday. And I'm like, shit, this shit across the world in one day. But at that time, we had to look for it.
Yeah.
Right?
The tissue and the tape over the cassette. Taping over shit, it's the mix, right?
Me, I grew up in the Bronx. And so, my guys, man, we had like a public phone in front of the building, and they used to break the public phone and use the electricity to put the boombox. So the bigger guys, shout out to AJ, GP, Craigo, rest in peace, my brother, they used to put the boombox on, and then they played the Awesome 2. That was at 4 a.m, shit like that. So I would be a kid out the window listening to the shit overnight. Like, they would play whole other kind of music, underground music that they wouldn't play with Red Alert.
So they was like Bobito and Stretch before Bobito.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. And
yeah, so see, so in '86, I met Chad Elliott. And Chad Elliott was part of Charles Stetler crew.
Shout out
and
to Chad.
when the Fat Boys won that contest in Crush Groove, Chad came in second place.
Yep.
Yeah, he came in second place, right? So they put, Charles Stetler was like, we need to put this kid on the tour if y'all got Jermaine on the tour, right? So then they worked out for Chad to get on the tour as well. So then me and Chad met, and we, we hit it off, and then we started hanging out, and then I moved to Brooklyn with him and stayed at his house on Eastern Parkway. And that's when I started like becoming a sponge.
Yeah, you caught the pure
sponge.
I was a kid. I never forget. I was a kid, and my aunt, my godmother, she lived in Brooklyn on East New York in Summit. She had a little house, but I remember the kids. I used to spend all summers in Brooklyn, and the kids was like, "Yo, come!" And we went to the projects, and they had a jam, and they played this record. And I guess I grew up, I just didn't know, right? But they played this record where I actually walked up to the DJ and it was SOS band. It was, "Baby, we can do it. Take your time, do it." And I was just like,
that's my ride.
That shit must have hit every endorphin in the, like, I was like a kid, but I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, this shit is crazy. I felt like it was only a Brooklyn thing, right? But you in Brooklyn, you caught everything. So you was here, you caught.
And I learned like what was the difference between where I in Atlanta and New York immediately. Because they was bricking me with everything I had on. You know what I mean? Like, they was telling me I was looking like a country bum. Niggas in East New York was saying whatever.
Oh no, they don't care.
I was going to Bronx
same way. They don't give a fuck. They talk about your mom's walking in the building, everything.
That's crazy. I got chased by Decepticons and all that.
Word.
So you was outside.
You was fast too, because you had to get away from them things. Yeah.
At what point it goes down? Because me personally, right? This is something I'm gonna go to my deathbed with. 20-something years ago, I moved to Miami, right? And every time I go to ATL, I argue with myself that I make the right thing. Should I have moved to the ATL? I feel so at home in the ATL.
They must got a lot of restaurants you like.
Nah, we love the restaurants. It's just, I love black people. I love the entrepreneurialism. I love that they all
just the vibe,
help each other. Yeah. The vibe is great. Mm-hmm. The weather's, everything's just, every time I go to ATL, I argue with myself. Like, I just be like, damn, I was supposed to be here.
Leave.
Huh?
It's hard. I keep extending my stay with me forever.
You see what I'm saying?
You need 2 more days. You need 2 more days. That make you think I should just fucking got an outing. What's up, y'all? It's going down Friday, July 11th. Netflix and Most Valuable Promotions are bringing the fight the whole world's been waiting for.
It's the trilogy, the biggest fight of all fights. Continue.
You already know what it is. On the past fights, Katie Taylor is chasing ultimate glory. Amanda Serrano is fighting for redemption and revenge. This is more than a fight. It's the first ever women's boxing trilogy, and the world is watching.
Do not move your seat off of Netflix and go get popcorn or go get a soda, because somebody is getting hit through the ropes.
That's a fact. Live from the iconic Madison Square Garden in New York City, it's Taylor versus Serrano one last time. It's about to get personal. You don't want to miss this smoke. The stakes are sky high. The rivalry, legendary. Who will win?
Serrano's going to win this one.
Okay.
This is about to go 5. Netflix going to have to sign the next fight too.
Check it out. If you are not tapped into this fight, what are you even doing? Watch Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano Friday, July 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, live only on Netflix. You soaked up hip-hop. You seen the difference in the demographics of New York hip-hop and ATL. Then you went back. You were still young. At 17, you discovered Crisscross.
Yeah.
Did you think it was gonna work? What was you rolling the dice, or what was you going through at that?
Well, Crisscross actually was like the works of me getting to that spot. So I had a group prior that was called Silk Times Leather. That was these two girls.
It was called what?
Silk Times Leather.
Silk Times Leather.
Silk Times Leather.
Yeah. They actually were the girlfriends of Houdini that I met on tour.
Oh shit!
Right.
Wow.
So I met them when we was on tour, and they was like, "We from Atlanta," and I'm like, "From Atlanta." So I was young, and I'm like, "Shit, y'all can come pick me up." You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Y'all can come drive around. I'm like, "Oh, I got some girls that I can hang out with now in Atlanta." That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Yeah. And then I think Herbie had just put out Salt and Pepper, so this was like girls that was paying attention to this, and some kind of way we started having a conversation, and I never produced a record in my life, and the girls was like, we want to do what Salt and Pepper doing, and I'm like, you should let me produce you. I never did it. I don't know why I even said it, but I just was paying attention to what Herbie was doing, and it seemed interesting. So I started really paying attention to what he was doing. I'm like, oh, he writing the raps, he making the beats, all of this, and I'm like, I could do it. So I started trying to do it, and I did it good enough where I got them a deal. They got signed to Geffen Records, right? Wow. So they actually was the first rap group in Atlanta to have a real major record deal.
Wow. You pulled that off, and then you go into Crisscross.
Yeah, so Crisscross.
What happened with them though?
So we didn't really have a lot of success, but we had enough success where I got $15,000 so I could get some real equipment. Because I ain't have the door equipment. So when I got my real equipment, that's when I started making better beats and started getting more and more into it. Then one day, me and the DJ, was a female named Dolamix, we went to Greenbrier Mall, and they had an article in Jet magazine about the female rappers at that particular point in time. And one of the Chris's moms saw Dolamix and was like, I know that girl. I just read about her, right? But I seen the kids, and they was walking around the mall, and people was paying attention to them. And I'm like,
they had that
what's wrong with me?
Charisma. Like, they had that.
I'm like, I don't know these niggas. I'm thinking they like, they must be on the Disney Channel or something. Like, I'm like, why is people acting like this? So I keep watching them move around. They going in Foot Locker, they going in Foot Action. They doing all the rap shit. I'm like, who is this? And girls is giving them free cookies at the cookie company. I'm telling you, I'm walking around watching them.
It was lit before lit.
I'm in there. So I'm like, finally walk up to them. I'm like, yo, who are y'all? And I was like, what do y'all do? They like, we don't do nothing. I'm like, why they giving y'all shit and all this in the mall? They like, cause we fresh. And I'm like, oh, wait, what? I'm like, do y'all rap? And they was like, rap? They said that to me like, nigga, who rap?
Yeah.
Who would rap? That's how they said it to me. And I'm like, and my mind just started going crazy. Like, if these niggas rap based on what they got going on, it's over with, right? So then I got their number, and luckily their mom vouched, because she's like, he's somebody, because I know that girl that's with him, right? She hadn't put it all together, but she you know what I'm saying? She had one of them New Jack City moments where dude was like, yo, I know that dude, right? So that's what she was doing. She was like, I know him. So I got the number, and I started calling them like, yo, y'all come over my house, we gonna start making music. They was like, come over your house. You know what I'm saying? So they was really on some, little hood boys that was like, we ain't going over this nigga house. Like, why we going over his house? So I had to convince them. So I had to go pick them up from school every day and like become their homie, like, and let them see like, I'm really fucking with y'all. Like, you know what I mean? So we start kicking it, and I start like driving, watching them in the back seat, and I'll play records. And I'll play a record like Ice Cube or something was crazy at the time. And they was back there rapping the lyrics like they wrote them. They know this shit. They ain't ever seen the lyrics before. How they know it? They like rapping it like they really rapping it. And I'm thinking like, damn, if I write a song for them and it sound good, like they think it's Ice Cube, and they learn it like this, they got this gotta work. right? So I just started trying to figure out how that was gonna happen. I wrote so many songs that they hated, and I never got that reaction. I just had to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then I wrote this song called "Little Boys in the Hood," and they liked it because of the concept. Like I finally got to where they wanted, okay, now you talking about some shit we want to talk about. I was trying to do like kiddie shit at first. And I was like, and they started telling me about how they, in they school, kids 12 years old was walking around with their socks, and their socks was doubled up because they had crack in them selling, you know what I mean? So I started hearing all these stories about these little kids in the hood. So I'm like, you know what, when they be doing the news, they don't never talk about what the kids have to go through and what they see, right? So I started trying to write about that based on what I was hearing them say. And from the deal that I had with Silk Times Leather, I had met this engineer named Joe the Butcher, who actually owned Rough House Records in Philly.
Rough House.
Right? So that's the only person I knew in the music industry that I could call and be like, I got a project, right? So I did the Little Boys in the Hood, and I sent it to Joe, and he was like, yeah, I want to sign him. And I'm like, oh shit, we go, you know what I mean? I got it, right? So he gave us a development deal. It wasn't a real record deal. It was a development deal to see if we can make some better records. And like the night before we had to go to Philly to record these songs, I wrote Jump. I knew it when in the first 29, 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's
I'm
how
like,
them
if they
hits
pull
come
this
out.
off, it's over.
The second you know it hit. When you hear that shit, you just like, yo, this shit jumping. Whose idea was it for them to wear the clothes backwards?
Mine, because Left Eye was living at my house at the time.
This is what I want to talk about.
Like Left Eye had came to my house as a rapper from Philly. And
she was from Philly originally.
Yeah, she from Philly. And she met this guy named Ian Burke. And Ian was like the only guy in Atlanta that I knew that was like moving around. He was like an A&R manager / he was everything, right? And if you knew Ian connect you to somebody else. So then Ian called me one day. He was like, yo, I met this girl from Philly. She raps. She a young girl. I'm going to bring her to your house. He brought her to my house. I liked the way she rapped, but I was trying to do the crisscross thing. But I was like, yo, I'm going to fuck with you when I get through this. And I ain't have no deal, but I had all these people believing that I was going to do it. So Left Eye was staying at my house without my mom even knowing. Left Eye was like living in my closet because she didn't really have no place to stay. So she was staying over there. And one of the songs I did for Crisscross, I sampled Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, The Girl Is Mine, right? And I was thinking like, I could make a song about y'all arguing about Lisa. And then Lisa was going to rap about the shit, right? And that idea I had, but it never came to life. I kept trying to get it. I couldn't, you know what I mean? But I never couldn't figure it out. And my writing was terrible at that time.
Question I have for you. Who's an artist that you slept on and became a big boy or big girl in the game? That you wasn't ready or things wasn't right? They tried Eminem gave me his demo 6 times. And, we ain't never seen no white boy pop off like that. So I guess I was sleeping. After he blew up, I went to dinner with him. He was like, I gave you my demo 6 times. And I was like, what? And he told me everywhere he gave it to me at. Who's an artist that you could have signed and you was like, damn, or you wished you could have signed?
Well, I mean, I tried to sign Ludacris, but I had a office full of employees, right? And at this point in time, I was feeling like my office felt like I was controlling everything. So I went there one day and tried to have an A&R meeting. And I asked them about Ludacris, and they all said no. And I tried to go with what my office was saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, this is what you're supposed to do. You got to let the people in the office work. They was like, nah, JD, don't sign him. And I'm like,
well,
what?
You know what? They probably slept on him because he started in the radio.
Nah, but I did something for Madden. So the first Madden game with music, I did it, right? And they called me and they was asking me.
More invisible.
They asked me.
Silencer flexing with the silencer.
They asked me for somebody to rap on it that was animated, right? And I'm like, well, I'm not animated like this. But Chris was doing these radio things, right? And I heard him. I kept hearing him do these radio commercials. He was really, really animated, right? And I say, Chris, come do this this little Madden thing I'm doing for the video game. And that was the first time me and Chris worked together. But he wanted me to sign him, and I wanted to sign him.
You know what's crazy? There's this guy who does commercials, but he don't rap. You don't be hearing him. He be like, 1-800, you crashed your car. Top Dog. Yo, I love this guy, man. I don't have no clue of who he is. Every time I hear his commercial, I turn it up. Like, I be hearing him on the radio. Like, yo, you crashed your car. Your girl left you. Your leg is sideways. Yeah. Top 1-800 to get you. I be like, yo, this dude is crazy. So I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So Ludacris, right? At what point it turned from hip hop to R&B?
I go to the Brat first.
Right after Criss Cross, the explosion of Criss Cross. Right, I was just like,
well, we got the Brat, we got Criss Cross, we got Bow Wow, we got Usher, we got Mariah, we got Bone Crusher, we got.
Yeah, listen. So after Criss Cross, I didn't want to be labeled as a one box producer, right? So I was like, I got to do an R&B project after Criss Cross success. I didn't know if it was gonna work. This is the first time I ever did it. But I just knew that that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be put in a box. So Escape Project was the first album, R&B record that I had ever written, produced or anything. And Ian brought them girls to my house and they sung for me.
Down to the Escape.
Yeah, you hear it sound like a rap song.
Yes, kid. Yo, bro.
It sound like a rap record. And I took
I used to be scared to fly. So I used to drive everywhere, to Miami, to everywhere. And so I got a certain kind of like respect for certain groups because, it get hard on that 9-5 around South Carolina when you start seeing Pedro and shit. They be like, Pedro, and you got to, and that Escape, man, that got me through a lot of drives. That Escape was different. So Escape, you wrote all that shit.
Yeah. So I'm saying I was taking still from hip hop, like kick off your shoes and relax your feet. That was Run DMC line. I just was doing what I thought. You know what I mean?
You ever wrote an R&B song?
No.
I never wrote an R&B song. I always thought I could.
He just broke it down. I could do one.
Sometimes Beyonce has some witty lyrics where I be like, yo, Jay must have been right in that studio and gave her a bar. Like, I hear it all the time in her music where I'm just like, she's talking that shit. I said, oh, Hov must have been in that studio, gave her a bar. It just, but it's something I always wanted to do because I'm a lover, not a fighter, B.
Yeah, like I said, if you take it, if you just listen to it, it's the same thing ultimately. You just have to figure out the melody. But other than the melody, writing a rap and writing a song is pretty much the same.
LaFace goes down to the ATL, right? They're not from there, right? Like Babyface is where? From Indiana. Yeah. But they set up shop, right? Fell in love with ATL. But they let everybody work with the artists they signed. He would go to you, go to Rico Wade, go to Dallas Austin, right? And so what are some of the songs you wrote for TLC and other artists that wasn't actually your artist?
Well, TLC was my group first before they even signed in the face.
Another one, pow.
Like, you gotta remember, Left Eye was at my house, right? So then Ian brought Tion to my house. And then they met at my house, and they was called Second Nature before they was called TLC. And I would have now. This is what I do regret. I regret my mind not moving fast enough because if I could have had TLC and Criss Cross at the same time, but I was too young to know. The moves, right?
You was learning the game.
I ain't know.
And
you know what I'm saying?
It was God's timing too. To believe it or not. It was like it wasn't for you like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was God's timing.
But I had so much energy for the guys. I wasn't giving the girls a lot of energy. And they went and had that conversation with Pebbles. And they was like, they had a meeting. So if you see the TLC movie on VH1, when Left Eye make this phone call, she called me in that movie.
I saw that.
Yeah, they cut me out, but they
No, but I saw that movie.
Yeah, she called me to be like, JD, they want to sign us. What you want to do? And when she said that, I could have been like, nah, I got y'all, let's do this. But I started thinking like a producer. I started thinking like, shit, if they get signed, I could do a bunch of songs on their album. Sheesh. right? As instead of just trying to hold them and be like, let them sign on my label. So I was like, go ahead, do the deal. So their first album, I did a song called I Could Do Bad By Myself. On the second album, is when I did more work with TLC than I ever did. But really a lot of that, me working with LaFace came from Usher's second album. The My Way album, I did the whole album.
The whole album.
Basically.
Another one.
And so Usher was up here. So I remember when he was all around New York as a kid.
Yeah.
They snuck him in the clubs, everything. That boy, this shit we did. I forget what was out. Jodeci, but they also had like hip hop. I think was it Black Rob's Woe or is it too?
No, that's too.
That was too early. They was some shit. No, because I'm trying to tell you, there's only very few records like Black Rob's Woe or Ballin' by Jim Jones. There was very few records when I was in a club that just everybody lost their mind. And I remember meeting Usher for the first time as a kid in the club here, and they had something out there that was stupid. And I remember Usher there, and I was like, damn. And that was but any case,
but this was party and bullshit days back then.
Oof.
This was there.
He's going back before you talking about.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I remember Usher as a kid out here in New York and seeing them all over. Yeah, but this guy. So the second album, so you sit down with Usher and you say, yo, I'm gonna make a classic.
No, I don't say that.
What you said?
I don't know what's gonna happen.
You're gonna make some music.
I actually don't know what's gonna happen. I just know that, I think they tried to make an album with Dallas. They tried to make an album with Puff, and the album that they wanted for his second record, it didn't work. So they actually tell me that they was on the verge of dropping him if it didn't work with me. Right? I ain't know this though. I start hearing this after the fact. So, but they was like, we want you to do what you did with Crisscross with Usher. We want you to take him to your house, you know what I mean? Make him your artist. And I was like, all right, I never did this before with an R&B. I never produced nobody male R&B. So I don't know what the song's gonna sound like. I did Escape, but I ain't never do it with a male artist. So I ain't know what the song was gonna sound like. So he came, we start kicking, I start talking, and I start figuring out, okay, he just like Crisscross almost. Like he pick up instantly. If he love it, he really get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, if I write songs for him that he love, he gonna sing it. He gonna sing it with his all, right? Yeah. But I still was writing songs like raps. 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top cruising the streets. These is rap lyrics.
7 o'clock on the drop, cruising the streets. Yeah. And so when you talking about all these kid stars, right? Something that keeps, maybe because it's you, but something that keeps popping up to me is Monica. Right, she was just a young girl out there, and she sang like
you skipping the brat. I wouldn't have hit.
I'm not saying we got the brat. We got too much shit to talk about. But
I'm just going sequence.
You want to go and see?
No, go ahead. We hear about the brat after.
Go ahead with the Monica. Let me hear where you're going.
I'm just saying, Monica was a little girl with a big voice.
Yeah,
and she became a superstar just like that.
That first album,
did you know? Like when you heard?
Well, she was Dallas artist.
I know.
Yeah.
I was breaking a lot of bread down there.
I knew she was hot though. I knew she had it, and she was a ghetto girl that Dallas was trying to take into the Whitney Houston space, and she had the voice to go into that space. I don't want nobody to take it wrong. I'm saying she's Whitney Houston.
No. She had the voice to go in that space. To go there.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
But I never thought I would work with her either. I didn't have no idea I ever worked with Monica.
What joints you did for Monica?
I did The First Night. That was the first song I ever did with her.
The First Night?
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something, boy. This ATL royalty is that. Let's go to the Brat. I love the Brat. That's my sister. Let's go to the Brat. Let's go to the Brat. First female to sell 1 million records.
Yeah. So,
rapper.
So the Brat situation was
how do you find the Brat from Chicago?
From Chicago to the A?
Yeah. So Brat met Crisscross when they was on their second tour. Yeah, they was on another tour. After they went on tour with Michael Jackson, they was on another tour. Right? So they went on a tour and they had like, what's his name? Ed Lover and from all MTV Raps, right?
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover was like the host of the tour. And they'll call people up on the stage and rap as an intermission between, you know, I think MC Lyte and Crisscross, right? Because they had put MC Lyte as the opening for them. And Brat
Shout out to MC Lyte, assistant.
Shout out MC Lyte.
Her mom's just passed away. I love you, Lyte.
Love you.
Living legend.
Brat came on the stage and rap, and I wasn't there. And they called me right after Light Skin, because I remember like yesterday, he called me, he was like, yo, this female rapper, she went crazy in Chicago. And I'm like, I don't care about no female rappers. Like, don't nobody like female rappers.
Wow.
This what I'm saying. Like, this wasn't no female rappers popping off besides Salt and Pepper. Like, and in like street fashion of us driving around, we weren't listening to no female rappers in our cars. Like, that just wasn't what happened. So I just like, nah. And I thought like me messing with a female rapper was gonna be the first time that my little success story was gonna go wrong. Cause I was like, I just did.
You was on a roll.
Yeah, I just did Crisscross. I did Escape. And I was, you know what I'm saying, I was moving. And I was just like, nah, female rap, I can't do it. So, but he kept pushing me, and I was like, all right, tell her to come to Atlanta. She came to Atlanta, and she told me to come to the hotel and meet her. I went to the hotel and like to meet her, like have a conversation with her. And I'm like, I'm gonna take you to my house, because this is where my studio was. So I'm driving her from downtown Atlanta to College Park, and I stop and get gas. And I stop and get gas. I go in the gas station. I come back. She put her tape in the car while I was inside the gas station place paying. I came back, turned the car on, and the tape started going. And I'm like, what the fuck who is this rapping? And it was her. And I was like, wait, who is this rapping? And the way she was rapping on the tape, I was like, oh, shit.
She was not playing.
Nah, she wasn't playing. She was really rapping.
She
like
was coming for it.
This wasn't the type of rap I thought this was. Like, she was really rapping. Like, really Chicago style, like Twister and all of that. Like, that type of shit. And I'm like, that's you? And she was like, yeah.
Also, you was producing, like, West Coast sounding beats for the Brat.
Yeah, but I hadn't started.
I didn't know what he was about to make.
I didn't know what I was going to do.
He did it, though.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do. So I took it to my house. I'm like, I like you. I'm going to sign you. And honestly, Brat Project was like the hardest project for me, because I couldn't find that thing yet. I would make a song and I play it for people, and it was like, yeah, whatever. And then I just started paying attention to who she was. Like, she'd be outside my house, and it was cold, so we'd like take all the water out of the swimming pool, and she'd go down in the swimming pool and smoke weed, because she couldn't smoke in my house. So she was down in the pool smoking. And I started realizing, like, oh, she a female, like a little Snoop Dogg. Like, she smoked weed, like chain smoking before anybody, like really, by herself. And I'm like, we should put this in the music. And I just started seeing like this was what was happening. It's you know, and I mean, I'm influenced by what's going on in hip hop. So it ain't, you know what I mean? And I saw, you know, I'm listening to Dre, I'm listening to what's going on, and I'm listening to Snoop. Snoop is doing his thing. And it was kind of like, it wasn't like, cause the first song we came out with wasn't funk. It was more or less like, it was the Isley Brothers. I just flipped sleeping in between the sheets. But what I did was I started realizing that if you play the sample over, it gave you a different texture to the music. Dang. So when you start playing the music over, that's when people start thinking it was like West Coast music. But it wasn't West Coast, it was just In Between the Sheets, right? Because we had, I remember we had In Between the Sheets, and then Biggie and them had Big Papa, right? And Big used to come to me all the time and be like, man, what did you do to your beat that's different than my beat? And he just had a sample. I had more, you know what I mean? I almost had like more,
playing over that
different
shit.
things. I could take the bass out, I could do whatever I wanted to do because we played it over, right? And I think that's where people start, you know, it was, we ran with it because the song was called Functified, but it was an Isley Brothers record.
That's it.
Oh, so functified.
Yeah, and that's the first time I started rapping on, as far as people first time hearing me. And that's because I was in there writing the raps, and I was in there writing, and I was just playing around. Like, I playing around, I'm like, I'm gonna say this and you say this. And it started going, and it was like back and forth. And everybody that was around, it was like, y'all should do that. And I'm like, nah, I don't wanna rap. Right? I'm still trying to stick to just, I'm a producer. I'm going, I'm doing good. I'm not getting ready to start doing this. We're not getting ready to mess this up. Right? But she was
that's
like,
around the time they Suge Knight was like, you want producers in your video, rapping.
Nah, this was before that.
This was almost that.
He fast-forwarded too much, right?
This was before that. So yeah, so we get to the Funkified come out.
I was there.
And this Brat record go crazy. Funkified record go crazy.
Too crazy.
And Brat album, she became the first female solo artist to have a platinum album.
That was crazy, man. Shout out to the Brat, her wife.
Y'all co-wrote that?
Yeah. Because that's when I started, you know what I mean? I was writing, but then I started remembering, like, you rap. I already knew what you know what I'm saying? So we just start figuring out our back and forth motion, right? And I write one part, and then she'll grab it and understand where I'm going, and then she'll just take it from
You know, Tip told me Tiny wrote Scrubs.
Yeah.
The scrub is
her and Candy.
He said he was on the passenger side.
No. I'm sure. I'm sure.
That's crazy. Gag, kiss. I know I'm jumping all.
We
you know, I got some
beautiful conversation. This is very knowledgeable.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
So then, like, I'm running around now with Brat, and I'm rapping. Funkified's big, so I'm performing with her everywhere we go, right? And I'm like, I still don't want to rap, but I'm writing more raps now because I'm hearing myself on the radio and I'm rapping. I'm starting rapping, and then all my friends like, JD, you should make an album, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to make no album. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. But I start making like fake songs in the studio. Like I'd be writing a song, and I'm thinking I'm gonna give it to somebody else, but I damn near finished the song, and my friends would start listening to it in the car, and they're like, yo, you should make this a real song. One thing led to the next, to the next, to the next, and then I did my first album, Life in 1472.
You wanna know what's crazy is there's something going on down the other side of town. You got the Goody Mob.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna let you control. Get you ask questions, man.
Oh, you not listening
not
to this, man?
Not yet.
You speeding ahead of time.
So they're not ringing off yet.
Not yet. Not yet. This all like, you know.
How do I know this? And you older than me.
Yeah, this it seemed like that.
Buy a couple of candles.
It seemed like that, but nah, it wasn't like that.
You
like,
gotta stop.
Like, it's an argument about that now. Like, people don't understand. Criss Cross came out before Outkast.
Facts.
I know that, but
Yeah,
I didn't know.
saying, like,
I didn't know that Goody Mob and Rico Wade and the family they wasn't cooking up.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to think about it like that.
Because he in New York.
Criss Cross came out before Outkast, so you got to think about where the stretch was, right? It's like this Criss Cross and Outkast. So Goody Mob came out after Outkast, after Outkast success.
Really?
Yeah.
You ain't know that?
Yeah, you ain't know that?
No. I always thought the Goody Mob. That's why we learning. I always thought the Goody. People think I'm signing a Big Pun. You understand? Not there is people. I'm telling you, they asked me. I'm thinking Goody Mob birth Outkast.
Nah, no way.
Okay.
Outkast came out first.
Outkast was first.
Yeah, Outkast came out first, then Goody Mob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. But that's after. Good timetable.
No, he was talking to you. Cut him off.
Yes, so we went into this space of me start rapping, and me and Brat start doing like going back and forth, doing things, this, that, and the third, and we did the Sleeping in My Bed remix, right?
That shit was monster.
We did the Sleeping in My Bed remix. This was like the first song that New York had really really embraced that I did. Now you gotta think, from this whole time when I was staying here in New York, I had Silk Times 11. I took them to see Red. I took the record to Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out, and Chuck Chill Out was like, nah, this ain't nah.
I can't play this.
Take that country shit back.
Chuck still like that.
Oh yeah. So
he ain't changed.
I always had this thing where I kept trying to get my records played in New York.
Out on the radio 2025.
Chuck still be doing that?
Yes. I listen to him every
that
week on BLS.
Yeah, I like that.
He's still cursing dudes out.
I like that.
He ain't never changed.
Yeah, but by the way, that just made me just like, I gotta get a record in New York. Like, I gotta get a record in New York. So I wasn't thinking about Sleeping in My Bed being that record, but I always wanted a record that when I got to New York, I turn on Hot 97, I hear my music, right? So Sleeping in My Bed became like one of the hottest records in New York. Flex was playing it at the Tunnel. It was an R&B record. They weren't playing on R&B at the Tunnel, right? He was playing this. He's like, JD, you gotta come to a party at the Tunnel. Sleeping in My Bed is going crazy, right? So Sleeping in My Bed going crazy. And then we had the photo shoot, The Great Day in Harlem. Remember
I was there.
With all the rappers out there. All of y'all was out there, right?
Looking like a baby on a fucking picture. That's in my store right now in the Bronx.
Yeah.
You looking like a baby out there.
Yeah, so we come to New York, go to Harlem, do this, and then that's when I met Hov, right? And on my way to the shoot, I'm listening to the Clue tape, and Hov took the Sleeping in My Bed beat, and he took my cadence of Y'all Wanna Dance, I'm Gonna Make You Dance. He took all of that and did a freestyle. So then I'm in the car like, oh, this nigga know me.
Yeah, he fuck with you.
I'm like, he really know me. He done paid attention to my whole shit. So I wasn't thinking like when I seen him, I'm gonna say, let's make a record. But somewhere in my mind, that's what happened, right? So when I seen him out there, I'm like, yo, I heard you just do my whole little flow on that Clue tape. You need to come to Atlanta, we make a record. And he's like, all right, he gave me his number. So I went back home. All my mind was that I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. That's all I was thinking about. I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. I didn't know what the record was gonna be, but I'm like, I'm gonna make this record with Jay-Z. Long story short, he came to Atlanta, and I went to pick him up. And when I'm driving to the airport to pick him up, I'm listening to Can't Knock the Hustle. And when he say Deep in the South, kicking up top game, I'm like, he's talking about me. Who is he talking about? I'm riding, I'm thinking he talking about me. And he say switching 4 lanes. I'm switching. I'm by the way, I'm in a Bentley.
Oh yeah, you caked up by then.
Yeah, I'm in the Continental T, by the way, not just a Bentley.
Continental T.
You know what I mean? I'm in the Continental T, going to the airport to pick him up.
Nah, you on the Super Bowl.
I'm all out the window. I'm driving like this. I'm doing everything he's saying in there. And he's switching 4 lanes, screaming through the sunroof, money and everything. I'm like, this is me. I'm definitely telling you. That's all I'm saying. He talking about me. So as soon as he come out the airport, I say, yo, I'm going to sample this part. This going to be our song. And he's like, all right. And he's thinking about what I'm saying. And then all the way down the street to my house, down Old National to my house, he just got quiet. And I guess he zoned in on his verse.
Started writing his
He ain't even hit a beat. I ain't played no beat for him. I had an idea. When we got to my house, I hit the beat and I said, this is what we gonna rap over. He's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
How this work? And I thought the shit was gonna be trash.
Jada would have moved into your house. Jada take his time. He'd have moved into your house for a month before he gave you that verse. You crazy? Jada take his time.
There you go, capping. Now you really
I'm capping.
I done flew to Atlanta for other shit and went in the studio and gave him verses.
Yes.
Is that a fact or not?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta fuck with the guard. But my thing is,
he's one that can catch me. Come over, kiss it.
Money
lay this
ain't
for
a
me.
thing.
Drop this for the brat.
Money ain't a thing.
It's one of the ones.
Up here, it felt like that was the mergence of down south in New York. Like
it was.
You know, it felt like that was the shit.
It was.
And y'all was talking that shit legendary.
Great.
You know, whose idea was the video and all that? The video was crazy. Everything about that.
It was me, Hov, and Free. Shout out to Free May. We was just like, we was trying to just figure out how to do the dumbest shit we could possibly do at that particular point in time. You know what I mean? And we were supposed to have a horse race where we both was riding a horse, but Hov was like, I ain't riding no horse. And I'm like, shit, I'm gonna ride the horse. You can put your girl on the horse, I'll race her. And the way we started talking to each other, that's how the video was. Like, all right, we'll bet 100,000, nigga, let's go. Right? So then everything was just like, let's do it. Let's go over top. So
yeah.
We wrecking Porsches and everything at the video shoot. Real life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all was just dumbing out.
Another.
So at what point do you hear Outkast?
Well, Outkast is out at this point. Outkast is out. Like, Outkast came out. Outkast was out. Like I said, Outkast came out right after Criss Cross. So they actually was like Brat, Outkast, and that they in that little era. All of that came out around the same time, like 94. Criss Cross came out in 92. So Outkast, I think, like, they came out, and that's when they won the award at the Source Awards in 94.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. That was that night. I was there, brother. I was sitting right behind Outkast. Right in front of Outkast was the 69 Boys. Nas was sitting right in front of me.
Oh, you really remember.
Oh, I'm at the I'm strapped in the fucking Source Awards. Like, I gotta keep it real with you. I got the animals with me. Yeah. I'm up in there, you know what I'm saying? So I saw where Outkast won that award and they just got up. And I was up on Outkast, but I didn't think they were the kings, right? So I knew they was nice. I knew they was repping that ATL. But when they won, who they won against? Wu-Tang? They won against some serious people up there.
That was a new artist award though, right?
See, yeah, but it was around the same time. But when they won, I remember them getting up. They did like a little 1-2 step. They went because they didn't think they were gonna win in New York. Yeah. So when they won, that was a major. That was like Biggie on stage going, "Brooklyn, we did it, we made it," right? It's like when Outkast won. If you wasn't there, you in the ATL, you seen when they won that on TV?
I was there.
Oh, you was there?
Yeah.
So what that must have been like in the whole entire South, or they like the South got something to say?
I mean, for me, I didn't feel it like that because I had already said what I had to say. I had already been saying what the South got to say, right? But this was more or less like, you know, like what niggas don't understand, I ushered in young niggas in rap. When I brought Criss Cross in the game, it was no young people rapping. Young people didn't even want to rap, right? It was all old niggas. So old niggas would never give young niggas no credit. Criss Cross came out, their first album, they sold 8 million records. So niggas don't ever be like really like talking about this. Yeah. Like they want to give all Criss Cross credit to somebody else. They sold 8 million records at 12 years old.
That's a lot of records, man.
They sold 4 million Jump.
Well, on that wall, you know, his studio, he got a wall with nothing but platinum diamond shit.
I wouldn't call it a studio. I'll call it a
museum,
a sound art exhibit.
You walk like up that. In there, you know you stepping in some shit. How many millions, man? Because Kiss don't let me ask you that.
Nah,
he like to be humble.
He said he got it.
But it's a lot of millions.
See, I mean, it was one time, it was at like 400, 500 million, but that was like 10 years ago. Now that we got this streaming shit, I know it's way more than that.
Confessions. Before I even get to Mariah, what was you and the staff, shout out to B Cox, shout out to everybody, what kind of zone, what did y'all set out to do? Because if y'all just say, yo, we about to cook up some shit and go diamond and take over every piece of the world, y'all accomplished that to the T. I don't think that's what y'all did.
Nah. Well, I mean, we had 8701 first before Confessions, right?
Shout out to that.
And
that was definitely.
Yeah, so 8701, we wrote You Got It Bad. Yeah. Real. So You Got It Bad, the success of You Got It Bad was just like, was the beginning of it. Like, it was like, okay, listen, we make, after You Got It Bad success, we went back in the studio for Confessions. The mentality was that we had to finish off what we thought You Got It Bad did, right? So Usher was talking about a song, like he felt like his relationship was going through this situation. He wanted it to burn out, like just let it burn out. I'm gonna have to go through the pain. And he was telling me this, and I couldn't really grasp what he was saying because I had gone through that type of situation, but I was trying to, and I was trying to figure it out. And he told me this, and then he left, and I sat there for a minute. I kept thinking about it. I'm like, let it burn, let it burn. And I kept saying, like, oh, okay, when feeling like nobody, you know, I started trying to figure out what the words were. And then I got it. And I called him back. I said, I got it. I got the hook. So he came back to the studio and we did Let It Burn first, right? We did Let It Burn first. And then he started saying he was going through this thing where he couldn't really work in Atlanta. Let's go to LA. And I'm like, nah, here we go. This is the bullshit. I thought this was
everybody go through a phase. You thinking he gonna block his own blessings, right?
I'm like, here we go. Like, I'm thinking about me because I'm like I want to be where I can grab all the records that I need, any ideas. It's all in my studio, right? For me, as far as being creative, I don't want to go nowhere because I know I'm gonna forget something. I'm gonna leave somewhere. I can't find something. Right. So he like, let's go to LA, and I'm like, ah, shit, cool. I'm going. We go to Brandon's Way, and we get out there, and my man that was with me, he was talking to me about girls and side girls and relationships and this, that, and the third. And I just kept saying, that's all bad. Like, everything you talking about is all bad. And Usher came to the studio and we started talking about some things, but then he left. And all I kept remember, he was like, yo, let's come back tomorrow. And I was like, man, nah, I can't let LA beat me. I get like a writer's block. I feel like I got a writer's block, basically. And, you know, it's really, really bothering me because I already felt like it was going to happen when I got to LA.
Not to cut you off, that happens to me in LA. I can't just go there and go straight to the studio. I gotta cry. Some shit gotta happen. I don't got the same fluidity in the studio in LA that I got anywhere else. And I don't know what it is. It takes a while for me to I can't just go there and be Kiss off the rip.
So yeah, I never really successfully wrote in LA.
Never.
Me, myself. Yeah. Never hit one out the park in LA.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I wrote shit there, but it wasn't.
Blackout was recorded in LA on X album. This is it right here, man. That's probably
no. He was recording out there.
Verse. I'm talking about for me. One on X album is the best I was able to.
So yeah, so I'm going through this thing and I'm struggling. So I'm like, I told the engineer, give me a copy of the beat. Cause we made the beat. Me and Because made the beat. And I think I know the beat right. I ain't got the words. I can't figure it out. And I'm thinking about saying stuff that I don't think Usher's gonna want to say, right? So I'm thinking like that, he ain't gonna want to do this because this ain't what his life is, right? He ain't going through this. So I'm like, but that's what I want to say. But I'm thinking like this ain't gonna work. So I take the beat and I get in the car. And I'm getting in the car, I'm riding down Melrose, and I'm thinking like
I swear I knew. Damn.
I'm thinking like, shit, I ain't got the words. I can't. So I start thinking about Usual Suspect, right? Kaiser Soze was in the jail. Mm-hmm. He ain't had the words for the story. He just started looking for the words on the board and try to create the story. So I'm like, I'm going to try this. And that's what I've started doing. I'm looking at signs on Melrose, there's all kind of shit going, right? So I get to the light, I think on 3rd, and the Beverly Center's in front of me. And that's when I say, every time I was in LA, I was with my ex-girlfriend. Every time she called me, I told them, Gravy, I'm working. No, I was out doing my work. I was hand in hand in the Beverly Center like, man, not giving a damn who sees me. And I'm thinking like, oh, and I'm just grabbing this. Everything I see, I would have never said the Beverly Center in that song if the Beverly Center wasn't in front of me. I'm trying to do the Kaiser Soze shit, right? So as I get through that verse, I'm like, I got it. So everything I've been doing is all bad. I got a chick on the side with a crib in the ride. I've been telling you so many lies. Ain't nothing good. It's all bad. I just want to confess. And that's where confessions came from, when me saying I just want to confess all of this shit that I've been doing is bad. And we ain't have confessions. That if I wouldn't have said that I want to confess to you everything that I've been doing is bad. So it's like my time I'm saying, this is going to be the first R&B record where a nigga actually tell a girl, fuck it. Yeah. You ain't got to even ask. Yeah, I'm fucking her. This what I'm doing. I got a crib on the side, with a chick on the side with a crib in the ride. I've been telling you so many lies. Ain't nothing good. It's all bad. I ain't know where he's going. I just felt like
that song feels so good to this day.
Oh, bad.
So that was the beginning, right? That was the beginning. I had to drive all the way to Malibu because everybody had left the studio and I couldn't record. I had to memorize all of this.
Keep all that shit
I had to keep going, right? So the next day, it's like, we got to hurry up and get to the studio. So I put it down,
You ain't write it down. You just kept
I'm driving and writing in my head.
Yeah, I forget too much.
So we get back, we do All Bad, and then Mark pitched like, well, what happened after this situation? What happened with the chick on the side? Then it hit me. It's like, oh, damn, she got pregnant. This is like my real life, right? The chick on the side get pregnant. I know this story. I really know this story. I ain't even got to write this, right? So that's when we like, okay, I'm like, shit, was this going to be part 2? And part 2 became These Are My Confessions. And if we wouldn't have ever got to that, if we wouldn't have did, we did a part 2 of a song that never even came out.
Wow. So that was part 2 to the part 1. That was the response.
Yeah.
And you ain't even do the first one
Well,
yet.
we did it, but it didn't come out. LA didn't put All Bad on the first. He didn't put it on the album. He put it on the, on the repackage.
You know, you naming some big names, right? So you saying L.A. Reid, you saying Mark Pitts. Who decides what comes on the album?
L.A. Reid on LaFace. I mean, at that time, Arista, that was his. That's his.
He'd be like, I want this, I want that.
Shot call.
That's his job. That's what he's doing, and that was his space. Like L.A., putting the albums together.
Crazy
that was his
because I
space.
just saw like a old interview with R. Kelly, and he said he would do like 100 songs and listen to all of them and pick out the 12 on the album. Like, you know how hard that shit had to be?
Yeah.
To like, there's probably some gems left on the floor, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Like I never even understood why LA didn't even put both versions. He ain't put All Bad. And I'm like, what's crazy is that people gonna listen to this and they're hearing the second story. They don't even know where it came from. But I couldn't figure. I couldn't figure out how it worked.
Genius.
Yeah, it was.
It was like crazy genius.
Yeah.
So I think
that was the beginning of Confessions.
I think Big Pun,
If
right?
you think about it, though, JD, that's how movies. Sometimes they make you watch the movie backwards.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And he was ill. He said he did the Kaja Soul. So yeah, writer's block. So he
Looking
was
around,
looking at
grabbing
signs.
shit.
It was
Yeah,
like
that's it.
driving
That's
around
genius.
and
That's
yeah.
I think, but you ain't got it. You know what I mean? Like if you under pressure, that's all I remember about that movie is that dude was in there, in the jail. The dude asking him questions and he's under pressure.
Made a whole story with it.
Yeah, he just looking at stuff and he like, oh,
that's crazy.
And if you could put it together to make it sound good, that's what I started trying to do.
That was it.
That's crazy. So I gotta ask you, think Big Pun because his biggest crush in the world was Janet Jackson, right? You got Janet Jackson at her prime.
Was it a problem?
Okay, yeah, she was six packed up and all that at that time. That was it. There was a Janet that went crazy at one point that she just became the baddest. I know that
since good times.
Can I say? Can?
She
Right?
was in her prime forever.
You caught her at the time she went crazy, right? And I
don't know.
Let me
I think
ask
she
you.
went crazy before that.
Let me ask you a question. Well, if she went crazy before that, it was enough to make you say, "Let me holler."
Yeah.
Right? The confidence to holler at Janet. Well, I don't know because
Did you just hear what he said he did from 12?
No, I understand. It's Janet Jackson. No,
It's
I'm talking about Penny.
Dupri.
Okay, well, you got the confidence I ain't got. Now, let me ask you a question. You ever got checked by...
Confessions.
Can I say something?
Joe Fortified.
See, I tell you, he's on his shit on this interview,
Because I
right?
can't let you get away with this shit today.
This ain't that, and that ain't this. It's cracking kiss. Michael Jackson never pulled you on the side and said, yo, you dating my sister? Did you... So he never he don't get involved in his sister's love life.
Nah, but Jackie, I think Jackie did. And then
Jackie wanted to smoke a little.
they just let me know like
Somebody
But at the same time,
somebody fucking with your sister, most like I used to sit in front of my sister with a baseball bat. She hated me my whole life. Guy come to visit her and I'm sitting right in Forest Projects with a baseball bat looking at the dude like they had no time to kiss, hug, anything.
Before you even met him, huh?
I don't give a fuck. At that time, I was one of them crazy Puerto Ricans. So you was like, yo, I'm dating this chick. This is a crazy Puerto Rican nigga with a baseball bat staring at me. No, at the house. Yo, miss, can I come visit your daughter? I'm sitting there with the baseball. My sister never got over that from me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was whack. It was whack. So he never stepped to you like that.
Nah, but in the house, you have to pick a side, though. Between Michael and Janet at that particular
That's how
time.
it was?
Yeah, you had to pick a side. Like if you was on the Michael side or you was on the Janet side. And
so there was family competition.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Just imagine if it was 6 Jermaine Dupris. Yeah, fuck Atlanta up.
So that shit was like control.
So like Jackie, me and Jackie, we hit it off. Jackie told me, he was like, we the first niggas in LA with Ferraris. And I'm like, what? You have to think about that.
Oh, that's what he said.
Yeah, just think about it.
Oh, that's a fact though.
Nah, but I'm just saying you can't.
First niggas in LA to ever have with Ferrari.
Black.
So the Jacksons, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They was the first
To be
black
riding
people
around.
to have
They the
any-
first alien in the living room, bro. These guys, you leave it to us. Anything they did, we
100%.
believe.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, you have to, he's just breaking it down for me. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you didn't know that.
Nah, I
That's
didn't know
why I'm telling you, it took a lot of cojones to step to Janet Jackson. When the world heard Jermaine Dupri was dating Janet
We
Jackson,
was like this, yeah.
you know how many motherfuckers was like, yo, I wish I had the heart to talk to her. Yo, Raul recipes always told me J-Lo gave him a look one time. We was shooting a video with J-Lo. He would tell me all the time, I'm like, shut the fuck up. She ain't look at you, nigga. You fucking lying.
But by the way, that's all it
She
takes.
looked at me.
That's all it
I'm
takes.
telling you, I respect it because of you. I said, J-Lo did not look at you, Raul. And he went to his grave with that story.
It's probably
He
true,
really
though.
believed
It's
that
probably
shit.
true, though.
He probably gave him a
It's probably true.
look, man.
That's why I said the money and things. She look, she go. It's bye-bye.
She look, she go.
For sure.
Bye-bye.
You ain't got to say no more.
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
I live by that today. She look, she go.
That's it.
That's what it is.
She look, she go.
It's a wrap.
Now, confessions. Because I got to be on the journalist side, because he keeping it on
Oh,
Cedric
you've been
Ave.
asking. You've
He
been
wanna stay on
asking it.
Cedric Ave.
I want to stay on Cedric. You've
Yeah, I
been
gotta stay
asking
on
all
it.
the questions.
I gotta stay. It's about time.
All right, I'm with you.
Listen, Mariah, how'd y'all,
Oh.
the MC, you just seem to hit everything out of the park with everything you create for her and with her.
I mean, what a Mariah shit was like, the first record I did for Mariah was Always Be My Baby, right? and
I fucking love that song. You will always be my baby.
That timeless.
Oh,
That shit's forever.
so that's the first song I did for her. And she came to me, like she told Tommy, like, I want to work with him because she liked Just Kicking It. She liked Escape. And she wanted a song that felt like that. And that was my attempt to give her like a Just Kicking It was Always Be My Baby, right? And then that's where we formed our relationship, when we just started working. And then when LA signed her to Def Jam, he started working on Emancipation of Mimi, and I wasn't on it. And he called me and he was like, he told her his favorite song, his favorite Mariah Carey record was Always Be My Baby. And she was like, well, JD did that song. And he was like, well, you need to go to Atlanta and see JD. And he sent her to Atlanta. And the first record we did was It's Like That. And no, the first record we did was Can I Get Your Number? And I'm singing on the record because I wanted her to do the part. But when she heard it, she was like, I'm not doing that. You stay on the record. And I'm like, I'm not singing on the record. And she's like, no, stay on the record. So I ended up staying on this song, Can I Get Your Number? And then me and B Cox, we did Shake It Off. So we did Can I Get Your Number and Shake It Off in the same little, 2 days. So she came back to New York, she played these two songs for LA, and he was like,
Go back.
He's like, hold up, this feels like where we need to go. You need to go back. Go back to Atlanta one more time. So then they called me, he's like, she coming back. And he was like, JD, you still ain't make Always Be My Baby. And I'm like, I can't do that again. I don't know. I don't think I can do that again. So he came, and I knowing that he wants a record that feel like Always Be My Baby. So immediately I'm like, we gotta make a ballad. That's what he looking for. He looking for a ballad. And we made We Belong Together.
And I'm on the
We
remix.
belong together.
Thank you.
I can't sleep at night.
And then we did It's Like That too, that same little session, but We Belong Together is the record.
You know what's crazy is my favorite singer of all time is Luther Vandross. Rest in peace. And this morning, I woke up and I played the performance of Luther in London with Mariah. Now, I've seen videos of Luther singing with Whitney Houston where he had to encourage her. Like, yo, Whitney, come on. Like, he was giving her a pep talk because Luther different. But a young Mariah Carey went over there and went toe-to-toe like a Muhammad Ali fight in that performance. And it was just like, yo. And like, she wasn't scared of Luther. She was a young girl.
No, it's Mariah Carey.
Pow, pow.
That's Mariah Carey, man. She different.
You know what's crazy? Before the world was BMFs, it was So-So Defs.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I remember going to Atlanta, and they'd be like, yo, it's so deaf.
Down, you see
Atlanta, right? And then it turned into BMF.
Well, they got a sign across from me, across on the other side.
They got the sign across the other
on
side.
the other side, yeah. I ain't know this. I'm just saying.
No,
the signs was like people. A lot of people think
encouragement for them.
A lot of people think that we switch signs. My sign stayed right there. They was like,
sign. Like that was like unauthorized. To be honest,
well, we knew what was gonna. He could kind of call it.
World's El Chapo. Like motherfucker, gotta be kidding me, right? I used to think they was police or something at first. They be like, "Yo, get with them." I be like, what? Yeah, they paying crazy money for features and this. I be like, I see them in the clubs and all. I say, yo, this is just no way these guys are doing it. Like they thought they were legally selling drugs or something, right? And so, no, I'm telling you, they come to Miami, 20 white cars, Lamborghini, white Ferrari, white Cullinan, white this, white truck, white this. Tuesday, sky blues. Well, Phantoms, sky blues, Ferraris. They was just doing
of different colors.
Man, they had a birthday party where they had tigers in the club, bro, full-fledged. They was doing shit.
First time I ever seen them at 175 Hummers at Magic City.
But let me say this: Atlanta allows you to do that. Like Atlanta's the only city in America where you can go to and you're gonna see black people with money that don't sell dope. I'm talking about money.
No, I'm with that.
I'm saying, so ultimately,
get the crib.
Ultimately, what Meech was doing blended in so well that it didn't feel like what you talking about to us. Because
me coming from the Bronx,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
knew there was some indictments coming sooner or later that way.
See, that's what I'm saying. It didn't feel like that to us.
I fucking knew it like the back of my hand.
It didn't feel like that to us because I'm saying if you pull up the Lenox Square right now,
there's mad rich black people. Yo, bro,
the whole Lenox Square look just like what you talking about.
That's probably the only bag I never took. Like they was like, yo, he's got the bag. He want features, and I was like,
I took that. It was a beautiful experience. It was a beautiful experience.
Oh, no. I was terrified.
Yo, what's up with this Magic City album and doc?
All right, so the Magic City album, initially, we did a Magic City documentary, and I got a new deal with Hyde, So Def Hyde, but I didn't have my deal, right? And I was just doing a documentary as an executive producer. And then I signed my deal in between us putting this doc out. And I was just like, it's crazy that we ain't doing something with the music, right? So I had conversation with Scooter, and I'm like, I think my first project should be a soundtrack from this Magic City documentary. And he was like, let's do that. And we called Stars, and we was like, yo, we're going to do a documentary, we can do a soundtrack. And they was like, we don't really do soundtracks like that. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, this is what the club is about. The club thrives off the music. The music moves the club, so you got to make it go. And they weren't really like sold on doing the music. Right? But I'm sold on it. At this point, I'm starting to call artists. I'm trying to do what I got to do. So then I was just like, you know what? I thought about when I was working on American Gangster, the songs that in American Gangster ain't in the movie, right? So the American Gangster album, it says Jay-Z, inspired by American Gangster, the movie. But the songs that's in there is not in the movie. So then I was like, shit, we could do this. We could just make a Jermaine Dupri album inspired by the Magic City documentary. So that's basically that's where we at right now. It's a new Jermaine
I got to ask you a question, though. Jada hates this, but I'm giving it to you. Top 5 dances of all time in Magic City.
White Chocolate at the top.
White Chocolate. I got to write these down because I got to Google these people.
But she in the documentary. All these people, they all in the documentary.
Right.
Yeah, they all in the documentary.
All right, let me get 4
I don't know
more.
if I can top 5.
Too many. See, he always.
Man, it was a girl named Sugar. It was a girl named Sugar in there.
Yeah, Sugar. Oh, he talking about it was a girl named Sugar.
Top 5 dead or alive, boy.
Yeah, Sugar. Sugar around. She don't dance no more. She don't dance no more.
None of them shouldn't dance no more.
Magic's had its time. Like yes. But White Chocolate, I feel like is all time she's number one. She the one. All time.
So they done threw the most money at White Chocolate ever.
Yeah.
Cause the 100%. Cribs was affordable. Them girls was probably buying acres of shit. No, I'm telling you the truth.
I know you are.
Like they was out there. This shit was
I mean, I spent $10,000 every Monday for 20 years straight in
Nigga.
Easy.
Take the silencer off now. It's just bow, bow, bow.
I made the song Make It Rain.
Yeah.
I didn't go to strip club for about 3 years till it got played out.
Till it got old.
No, they was killing me. Like every time I walk in, they be like, din-din, they'll play the Superman song. The lighter come on, man, Mr. Rain is here. I'm like, huh? And it was never enough because you made Make It Rain. They want you to keep growing this shit.
Yeah, you gotta make it.
I was like, yo, guess what? It's not good for me to go in the strip club because they putting major peer pressure on me.
But see, this is where you gotta walk. You gotta walk from the VIP section, and you gotta go holler at the DJ. You gotta get away. You know what I mean? You can't stay in that light.
Yeah, it's a play. You can get stuck somewhere.
You get stuck in that light where everybody watching you.
Magic City,
you gotta get out that fish floor. Huh? Nah, yeah. Magic ain't got no second floor.
No, it had a second floor.
I got some.
Oh, no, they got a little step up.
That's where I met Jeezy for the first time. A little
step up.
Yeah, that was as far. That's as low as you could go up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little step up.
What made you want to do the rap game? Like, what inspired? What say y'all want to get some kids with some?
Oh, the rap game.
Yeah, not the rap.
Well, it wasn't really my idea. It was an idea that I think like Flavor Unit, they had the idea before.
Shout out.
But I just was the person that had produced kids before, and they didn't know nobody else that they thought could pull off that part. So the idea they already had the idea, but when they came to me, that's when I started flushing it out, telling them like, this is what we're gonna do. And then my reach about getting the artists and all of this, I just took over the show from that point. And once after we got through the first season, I realized what we was doing, and I was like, oh, I got this. I'm getting ready to run this up because I seen that, I seen how many people was paying attention to it. And I also saw, like, once again, it was like an opportunity for the younger generation to step forward and be a part of hip hop in a way that they weren't ever, when I was a kid, it wasn't happening. Or even somebody else, even like Bow Wow. Bow Wow coming in the game at the time when Bow Wow came in, it still wasn't no kid rappers. You know what I mean? When he came in, it still wasn't nobody else out that was at 12 years old doing what he was doing. So it was like...
Bow Wow to me was like LL Cool J of the kids.
100%.
Facts.
100%. And the third album, when I wrote Like You, that's what I was trying to get to. Like,
that was his When I'm Alone in the Room.
Yeah. I was trying to get to that. Like, he was dating Sierra, so I was just like, we got to make all these songs for the girls. All these songs out of my system, Like You, all of these records. I just, him and Chris Brown, Shorty Like Mine. I just started making all of these songs about the girls.
Bow Wow's crazy, like certified, like nutso.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you, I'm on tour with him, and they sat me everywhere we went. They had like me in 101, 102. I don't know why they gave me Bow Wow. And he randomly just knock on my door and I'll be like, yo, Bow Wow, what's up? And he start reading scripts. He's certified. Like you can't, I met some crazy, he's like Keith Murray crazy.
No, he ain't that crazy.
Yo, I'm telling you, Bow Wow.
He ain't Keith Murray crazy.
Let me tell you something.
Keith Murray crazy.
I'm telling you, Bow Wow, some of the shit he say private is out of control.
It's supposed to be private.
No, it is private. I ain't say what he said. I'm just telling you.
By the way,
you don't know how many times I said, all right, Bow Wow, and was like, yo, he's 730. Like, I turned around like, yo, this guy. Like, he said, ignorance is bliss with Bow Wow.
But Bow Wow, let me say this. Bow Wow, what's interesting about Bow Wow is Bow Wow's a real rapper.
Yes, he is.
Literally, I'm saying literally. He was on Arsenio when he was 6 years old. He has the longest rap career in rap
than anybody.
Don't nobody even pay no attention to it. He's been rapping longer than anybody, and he's still on the radio and still got songs that's playing in the club. He's been rapping longer than anybody else that's in rap right now.
It's crazy.
I signed him when he was 11.
Superstar. I always thought he was Snoop Dogg's son or some shit.
He basically was.
Yeah, because we was like, Lil Bow Wow, you just don't know. You know that shit, yo, Kiss, you gotta
relax.
So Kiss, I got a question for you.
What's up?
I got a question for you, because I'm making this Magic City album, and I have to ask people prior to me making the records, if they beefing with somebody or whatever, because I only do this.
Always do that.
And I only do this because I didn't do this with you, right?
No, but you did a good thing. I mean, you kind of like fixed it before we fixed it with that song.
So I did Hating Your Blood, right? I did the song Hating Your Blood, and I put Kiss and Freeway on the same record.
Without speaking to us.
In the middle of the heat without speaking to them, right? And I wanted the record to be just me and Kiss. I ain't want Freeway to rap. I just wanted Freeway to do the hook. This is what I heard in my head. So I had got Kiss verse. And I had Freeway come to the studio and he's like, I'm gonna get my verse on here. And I was like, nah, I just want you to do the hook. But
Shout out to Freezer.
I wasn't really paying no attention to me telling him nah. And his man and his
that rap beef
arch enemy got a verse going.
That beef was nuclear, Jada. You and Beanie and Freeway and all them going back and forth like that might have been one of the greatest lyrical beefs of all time.
So I know somebody had to say something about this.
That shit was serious.
No. It was in
the crew. I'm talking about in the crew. Somebody in the crew had to say something. Somebody in the crew said something about this. That nigga's crazy.
The song was knocking, so it didn't really bother me. And our beef, it wasn't. We had love. We started with love, so it wasn't one of them things like it wasn't hate.
A beef.
It wasn't one of them. We're gonna die hating. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. So
I was
my shit was that. On this, my trust was in you with the song. So I know you got the fucking $1 billion ears. So if you hear me and him, or
Jeff
whatever
Bezos ears,
whatever you say, go.
Your shit is the extendo clip.
I really played it like that. I ain't really.
Now I got the Kiss rule. I have to ask now that I'm making these.
Now
records.
you got to do it, but I think I'm gonna add a little segment. It's called Delusional Records.
Delusional.
Because lately
I actually like that.
Yeah.
No, this shit been out of control.
No, you definitely need to. By the way,
I definitely need delusional.
You definitely need to do that because I was trying to think of like I said, I've been doing this record, this Magic City album, and I'm only using artists from Atlanta, right? I'm only doing records with artists that's from Atlanta. It's the whole soundtrack. So the first single is with T.I., 2 Chainz, and Dro. I never had records with any of them. Like, never had records with them, right? And
that's crazy.
As the energy keeps going with this, I keep seeing people say, JD bringing the city back, this is what the city need, blah, blah, blah. And what ultimately hurt Atlanta music scene, as people talk about why the music scene ain't like it used to be, what ultimately hurt Atlanta's music scene is delusional records. Right? And,
break that down for me.
And the independent mindset. Huh?
Define what you mean.
So from my side, it's the independent mindset because all the artists that all the people in Atlanta love, they not independent. And they ain't not paying no attention to it. So they delusional to believe that they gonna be like these people. It ain't gonna never happen like that. It's not gonna happen. It's the biggest delusion going. Right? And everybody keep trying to pump like I swear I was talking to myself before I came over here to this interview and I was saying like, you know, like if you look at Beyonce, right? My dad signed Destiny's Child to Columbia. He was the president of Columbia. Boom! So my dad used to work in Columbia Records. This was one of the things that he, this was one of his puts right there.
Shout out to OG.
Yeah, shout out to my dad. But I say this to say that Beyonce has been signed to Columbia Records for 25 years, right? Or longer.
The Arrow.
Right? But Steve Stout got a record company that's independent.
United Masters.
Right? And Stout and Hove is partners, right? You would think that if it's so green on the other side, why wouldn't Beyonce get out her deal and go sign with Stout? Mm-hmm. Or anybody else for that matter, right? And the delusion is that it's a delusion in there. And whatever your delusion is, it's a delusion in there. And that's what I'm saying. All these artists, Lil Wayne, Drake, Kendrick, I don't care who you talking about. If they on that list, they signed to a major. And you can talk about they got a better deal. And that's the part I be trying to make people understand. Like, we got out of this space of like we got into this entrepreneurial space and we got out of making deal space. Like, you can make a deal, You ain't gotta own it. You can go in there and make a deal. You can tell niggas exactly what you want. If they fuck with you, they gonna take it. If they don't, you just keep walking. Right? Like this when I just heard you talking about you getting paid to talk, you can't believe that, right?
It's unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. But you got what you wanted.
Yes, that's a fact.
Exactly.
Well, we got what we wanted.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all got what y'all wanted.
You know,
you don't get what you asked for. You get what you negotiate.
Yeah, you got to negotiate, and that's what has hurt Atlanta. Atlanta's spirit was that if Dallas Austin wouldn't have got a deal, then Kevin Wells would go get a deal. Then Devine Stevens would get a deal, and then Polo the Don get a deal. And it was like niggas was going out here finding big bags. And then it got to a point where niggas like, oh, fuck them. We gonna do this shit by ourselves.
Yeah, all right. I like to see it.
Delusional Records.
Diamond D, who put me on, he was one of the first to move down to Atlanta from New York. Diamond D, Keith Sweat went down there, right?
Bart went down there.
Who?
My man Bart.
Yeah,
your man went down there. A lot of guys moved down there, but the part of my delusion is right. So Aaron Hall's brother, right? Yo, what?
You ain't even gotta say it. You ain't even gotta say it.
I think I'm gonna get low on this.
Yo, kids. Yo, I'm just saying. When the brother, the Damian Hall,
what did he do?
He know what the fuck I'm talking about. He said Guy was the greatest group of all time. Now, Guy,
he's entitled to say he feel like that. Go ahead. Let me hear what you.
What's the greatest group of all time?
New Edition.
Hello. Can you stand the rain?
No, but
can you? Hello. Now you gotta be delusional to think that you're going up against
in a group
sensitive. You want to know what's crazy? 2 days ago, we in my pool, right? Friends, family. I brought this up, and everyone said New Edition. That wasn't even a brainiac thing, because you know my favorite group of all time is Boyz II Men, but still, everybody said New Edition.
Now let me say this on the show right now. New Edition is the greatest group in music history, period. They the greatest group to ever come out. White, black, I don't care what it is. They the greatest group to ever come out. Reason being, everybody went solo and went platinum. Everybody. This ain't happened with the Jacksons. This ain't happened with the Four Tops. This ain't happened with the Temptations. This ain't happened with the Backstreet Boys. This ain't happened with NSYNC. New Edition, they got BBD, they went platinum. Ralph Tresvant went platinum. Bobby Brown sold damn near 10 million records.
With
Johnny Gill.
Nobody in their crew didn't eat. And they all went solo, and they all came back.
Because I got real cool with him. We still cool, but we got cool for a time. And I love that. You know, I love seeing my OGs doing great. You know, I'm waiting for him at the Waldorf in L.A., and the man pull up in the Bentley, come out with the Bottega bag with the. I said,
Who you talking about? Johnny Gill?
Johnny Gill. That's how I like to see my OGs. I don't like to see my OGs. You know, in hip hop, a lot of the OGs fucked up in the pockets. But I love to see Johnny Gill pull up with that shit on, doing fun. What happened, Kiss?
I'm stretching. I'm just stretching.
You stretching?
Yeah, my elbow. I hurt my elbow. I'm just stretching.
Nah, but for real, they the greatest. They the greatest group. We should treat New Edition better, man. New Edition is the greatest musical group to ever come out. I'm talking about all of these groups. I'm talking about the Who. I'm talking about the Rolling Stones. I'm talking about all of these artists. If you go, I'm talking about all of these bands. You can say the Rolling Stones. You can say all of them. None of them niggas have all their artists. They whole group.
What about the Beatles?
Everybody went.
Whoever didn't die with diamond.
You know, when white people get something, they hold on to it.
Whoever they got.
You heard JD? When white people get something, they hold on to it.
Well, we need to do the same thing. New Edition is that.
They still outside of Elvis' house right now.
You said what?
They still in Elvis' house right now, taking tours right now. I'll tell you, them white people, they won't let that shit go.
Yeah. Well, we need to do the same with New Edition.
No, we need to do that with New Edition.
No, I'm telling you, because you talking about Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men came from Bivens.
Yes, they did.
Your favorite group when your favorite group was your favorite group. How could you take them and the guy that made them? I don't even. You didn't think about that? Crap?
No. I'm just being honest with you. I'm a New Edition worshiper. I'm just saying, vocally, man, that Boyz II Men, man, that's hard. That's a hard one. Boyz II Men and they vocally.
They do what just what New Edition did.
No, New Edition put them on. So there's no question. I'm agreeing. I'm just saying Damian Hall.
Shout out to Damien. Listen, I honestly
had
think,
Jim Jones.
I honestly what?
No, we had Jim Jones up
Yeah,
here.
y'all ain't say
That's where that shit started
Y'all
out.
just let him keep talking.
No.
You see what he said, Kiss?
Nah, they tried.
He's on my side. You let him keep talking.
What do you want me to do? Stop him? I tried to stop him. The man kept talking. We tried.
I tried. Like Josh song with Lil
Listen.
I tried.
Let me tell you something. I realized that man was determined to do that. And he waited for any. If we would have said Serena Williams or Venus, he would have said, "Yo, I'm better than Nas." Like he just was waiting for them eyes.
You brought up the little guy that did the comparison.
And what I would have said, was, "Hey, it's an honor to be compared with the rap god." Any normal person.
I would have said, "It's nothing about." With that little kid.
We have a whole new segment called Delusional Records out here.
You invented it with that episode.
This shit out of control out here. Like you a guy like you've been there since the Fresh Fest. You got Instagram. You see some of this shit sometimes.
Yeah.
And you just like, yo, this shit.
I mean, it happened to me every day because it's like a lot of the things that I lived through as a child or whatever. It ain't around no more, so it's hard for people to even grasp what I'm talking about, right? It's like it's a poster.
That's why shows like this is very important.
Like it's a poster in my studio that's a crisscross poster, and it says, on tour with Michael Jackson. And people come in there and they like,
I didn't know that happened. Yeah,
Crisscross went on tour with Michael Jackson. Like I wrote it up there, like I did it. Like this actually happened.
Yo, you want to know what's crazy is? I think if they did a movie of anybody who had interactions of any kind with Michael Jackson, I would tune in every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm so intrigued by MJ. That's why I asked you if he said it. You got any ill stories with MJ?
He was Michael Jackson at all times, though. At all times. Michael Jackson was Michael Jackson at all times.
So even behind the scenes.
No.
Crisscross on tour with? How the fuck did?
No, he wanted him on tour with him. He wanted.
Oh,
that's
he called for.
He wanted. I mean, we was all on Sony, but Jump was huge, right? It was just a big record, and Mike he liked rap, but people ain't. I mean, they wouldn't really find. They didn't know that that's what he was into, and he was like that song. Them kids, they got it, and he took them on tour. And we was having this argument about it because I don't think it's nobody else that rap that's ever opened for Michael Jackson besides Crisscross.
No. I remember Heavy D with Janet Jackson. I remember Biggie had to join with Mike, but nobody did that. I got a crazy story. I don't know if it's mine to tell, but my man 5001, Guy 5001.
He got that budget for that, right? 70,000, some kind of crazy budget, and it never came out or some shit.
Guy 5001. Rodney Jerkins calls him. Shout out to Rodney Jerkins, Hall of Fame, legend. All that brandy, all that. So he tells him, yo, come to the studio. I got an important customer for you. I can't tell you who. So Guy goes to Sony studio or something. He got his little notebook with him. He about to take the measurements. It could have been anybody. He said he went to the bathroom and he told Poppy. Poppy cut up all the shit. Right?
Poppy.
So he told Poppy, we're gonna meet somebody famous. It's like Chef. If I would have told you, but I don't know. He was like, we're gonna meet somebody famous. Calm down, Poppy. Don't get too excited. He didn't know who. So he said he went to use the bathroom and he was about to piss. And the biggest guys opened the bathroom door and was like, they looked and all the shit. They was like, all right, you can come in, it's safe. And Michael Jackson walked in. Guy 5001 pissed on himself. He said he pissed on himself. and he had the fucking pad in his hand, like trying to cover. He was like, Poppy, let's go. Poppy, let's go. He never got to measure MJ and then he pissed on himself and fucking ran out of there. Poppy, let's go. Poppy was like, yo, what happened? I thought he was like, no, we gotta go. I don't know what the fuck I'd have did if I met Michael Jackson. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what all I can tell you is Michael Jackson, the day he died, I had to pull the truck over. I was in the Bronx and I started crying for like an hour.
Do you remember, if you remember vaguely, it did mad shit. When Mike died, it stormed, rained, hail, we was on my block under the thing. It's like
bro,
he was talking to from the heavens. It did all type of shit.
I'm gonna tell you a cap story right now, and nobody's gonna believe me if you wasn't tuned in. The Taliban took a day off for MJ. I'm telling you. It was on CNN. In Pakistan. Yo, I'm trying to tell y'all. Yo,
oh my God.
Let me hear this. I gotta hear you out, my brother.
I'm just trying to tell you because I'm not sure if everybody. I'm a CNN head. Whether they lied and it was propaganda or whatever it was, when MJ died, they said that the Taliban took a day off and they had them dancing around a boombox in the mountains. The Taliban was in there trying to do the Michael Jackson.
Hey, yo, what are you?
MJ was the biggest shit in the world ever created.
God, yo, oh Jesus Christ!
He made the Taliban take a day off. It's crazy.
CNN said the Taliban took a day off and they had them doom dancing around the box. I'm telling you. Listen,
I will say this though. When I talk about like being on tour, Michael, it's hard for me to even have a conversation with people because they don't actually even like wanting to believe what I saw, right? Like, like Chris Brown, right? He got the thing where he's on the thing, he flying over.
Oh no, he's flying through the air.
Yeah, Michael had a jetpack that he used to put on at the end of Billie Jean, and he flew out the stadium and left.
No cap.
You saw it.
Look, see?
Stop it. Why you believe him? You don't believe me.
He was there. Like,
you horrible, man.
He was there.
I'm not going to lie, I seen it.
They got shits of you.
My man, hold up. My Dominican man, my brother Omega Fuerte. The man Omega was the biggest, reggae.
So you seen it before, right?
I'm telling you, he showed me it. He came to the studio in Miami. Omega was big, but he dissed the Dominican government. They don't let him come over here no more. He came to U.S. He thought he was the first guy to say, I'm never going back. So he used to come in my studio all the time, Lamborghinis, Ferrari. Omega's the first big, I don't want to say it, but he was like a Bad Bunny at that time, right? Selling out Madison Square Garden. So he came one day and showed me that shit on YouTube or something, and he said he was going to do it. He said, I'm doing the stadium. I'm going to fly out the stadium. He said, you see Michael Jackson? He's flying out the stadium. He showed me the shit.
Where did he land at?
He went back. It went back to the backstage, and the car was back there waiting. He was gone.
Who fuck taught him how to do that?
I actually don't believe it was him. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is a little dangerous. But
that's what I'm saying.
Every show,
got Mike going over the thing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. God bless Chris Brown trying to die on that thing. He not just flying in the air. He's like, you ever seen little kids diving in a pool trying to crack their head? Dude, you be like, oh, every time. This guy's flying in the air doing flip 100 miles per hour. Chris Brown. He believe in them wires or whatever he doing on that shit. Cause he test the speed. I dare you test the speed of him and anybody else who did that shit. Chris Brown is doing it on stage. I swear to God, I look at it and I be like, yo.
Yeah, but he has to go that fast to get across the stadium. It's too big.
Man, I ain't doing none of that shit.
Before we get out of here, we can't let you go without talking about health and wellness. You turned vegan some years ago. Yeah. You got products, ice cream, drinks. And tell us about that.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been vegan almost 25 years or 23 years now.
No chicken.
No, none of that.
No chicken, no beef,
do you know what a vegan is?
No pescatarian. No,
none of that. Plants.
Yeah.
This guy want to live a long time.
And I actually went vegan. I was at Quincy Jones' house, and Ray Charles was back. And Ray Charles,
get that kaboom.
So he was talking to Ray Charles, and Ray Charles was on his deathbed.
Ray Charles?
Yeah, Ray Charles was on his deathbed, and Quincy was paying all his bills and the doctor bills, and Ray Charles called him from the hospital. Ray was like, Quincy, I'm done. I'm gonna just go on and die. And Q was like, no, you're not. I'm paying for the best doctors and all of this to come over here. And they was having this crazy ass conversation on the phone. And Ray Charles was like, nah, we done fucked all the girls. We done ate all the steaks.
We done
did everything we could possibly do. He was like, I'm ready. I'm tired. I ain't gonna keep going through this. And Q was like, man, CJD, that's why you gotta take care of your health. Don't be doing no drugs. And when he told me that, it just was like,
click.
I gotta kick in, cause you know what I mean. I felt really I felt bad because it was Ray Charles basically saying he was done. Q was trying to keep him alive. He was doing all he could do, but Ray Charles, you know, he was on heroin. Whatever he was feeling, he was ready to go. But it made me say, shit, I ain't ready to go. And I sit in the studio so many hours and we eat Waffle House and this, that, and the third and all this shit. That shit ain't good for you. It ain't good for you if you sitting around and you ain't doing no exercise.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If I can't eat a steak and no shit like that, check me out.
What is it?
Rocco.
Check me out. I don't want in on this shit. Motherfucking Styles P, his brother, took me to some shit in Miami. He was like, this is gazpacho. I ran out of there and ate peanut butter crunch so fast in the house. He said, look at you. You're walking in like you're mad. Yo, I must have walked in with the ice cream. I was like, Styles, my brother. He was like, look at this. Cucumber gazpacho. I was like, yo, I'm getting the fuck out of here to that peanut butter crunch.
Cucumber gazpacho.
So fucking fast.
Oh my God.
I've been able to do a lot of things. I really don't, I don't smoke. I don't really drink. I can't do.
Eat. You can't eat. You gotta eat.
Vegan? Man, I gotta taste that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with that being said.
Oh my God.
This ain't that.
And that ain't this.
Yeah.
It's Crack and Kiss. We want to thank our guest Jermaine Dupri for coming on the Joe and Jay show.
Royalty.
Yes,
Royalty.
Sir.